Okay, good evening, everyone. Before Ranjita joins, I would like to also discuss the exhibition which is still ongoing, and those who are in Mumbai, please take some time out, and those who are also visiting Mumbai, please take some time out and go to Alibag on a boat and go and see the exhibition, which is the first part of the Chaos Trilogy. Okay, Ranjita is here. Hi, Ranjita.
Hello.
Thank you for joining.
Yeah.
So, which is the first part of the Chaos Trilogy, called as the Disorder Under Heaven, which is extracted from Mao's statement that there's a great chaos under the heaven, or disorder under heaven, and the opportunity is excellent. And my attempt through these exhibitions, so this is the first part. The other ones that are upcoming, the second one is called as The Aliens in a Foreign Land. And the third one is titled as Out of Here. That is my goal. That's also extracted from a statement, a literary statement from Kafka's writings. The Aliens in a Foreign Land deals with the crisis of citizenship, which we are seeing right now. And out of here, that's my goal, deals with the ecological crisis. From a post-colonial perspective, we are not subscribing to the European or the Anglo-white perspective. We are trying to create a post-colonial perspective or a post-independent nations perspective on ecology through this exhibition. So Disorder Under Heaven basically deals with the kind of trajectory of this crisis that began from the 90s, and 90s, as we all of us know, has an important kind of benchmark, a milestone in Indian history because of the economic liberalization and the subsequent political, social chaos that erupted after that. The rise of a majoritarian politics, also the visible manifestation of religious politics, also religious nationalism from the 90s, that kind of triggers or catalyzes also the cultural chaos that we are also embroiled in right now. There are a lot of interesting works in this show, and there are a group of artists who are part of this show. There's Atul Dodia, Anshu Dodia, KP Raji, Giv Patel, Jia Rana, Pooja Rana, Mithu Sen, Rashmi Mala, Ranjita, who is also going to give a talk today, and Sudhir Patwardhan. So these are the artists who are part of the first part of this exhibition. And what I'm also trying to do through this exhibition is to map a cultural history, a chaotic history of India from the 90s, also to assess the social, political, and economic shifts. And now I'm also on the brink of writing the first part for the catalog of this essay, and I was doing my own research, and I was looking at the vastness of this chaos, the economic liberalization, which I was talking about, but also the rising religious and ethnic tensions, which has kind of escalated since the 1990s, the communal violence and religious polarization that has kind of destabilized the country for a long time. Caste-based discriminations and also the rise of caste politics is an important avenue to engage with. Regional disparities, something which we cannot overlook, though we are a nation, but there are so many disputes and disparities that are there, and there's so much of belonging that's also there to the region. So how do we kind of understand autonomy in this context, the autonomy of the regions? That is something very important to understand. And the political chaos generally, the political kind of stabilization of this centralized one-party rule, which kind of collapsed, which led to the emergence of coalition governments. And now we are again returning to the a kind of a one-party government, the rule of a one-party government, which is kind of getting established again. So there's a lot to engage with, there's a lot to discuss with, and that this all cannot be kind of captured in one exhibition. It's very difficult to do that. But artists have dealt with all of these issues in different capacities. And art is, I think, one avenue which has engaged with all of this with a very interesting vision and very, very, very insightful observations and analysis of these different situations. And that's why we have these three key shows, different shows. So today we have Ranjita with us, and I will request Joey to introduce Ranjita to the audience. And Ranjita's works are part of the show. There's two series of works that are part of the show. There's a set of works that uses or repurposes saris from the local context, from the marginalized community. And also there's a set of watercolors that are part of the painting. And this is the second time I'm working with Ranjita, and it's a great honor to engage with your works again, Ranjita. The first time we worked together was for a show with JNU, and
Yes.
the works were really appreciated and admired by everyone who were part of the show and also people who visited the show. And it was widely also discussed in the context of India and UK research network too. Ranjita's trajectory is also very important. She will share that with us today. Uh, but somebody who engages with women, labor, caste, issues of discrimination, very complex, in a very complex manner, is with us today. And let's hear from her once Joey introduces.
Thank you, Premjish, for that really thorough and interesting look into the Chaos Trilogy. So good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Jui, and on behalf of the Guild, I welcome you all to this conversation between Kumari Ranjeeta and Premjish Achari in the context of our current exhibition, The Chaos Trilogy, Disorder Under Heaven, which Premjish has told us so much about already. Kumari Ranjeeta, born in Bihar, received her master's degree in fine art from the Shiv Nadar University in Delhi. Her art practice questions the aesthetics of labor and migration, building a visual identity for the marginalized. Her works were recently part of the seminal Nancy Adajania curated exhibition, Woman Is as Woman Does, at Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Vastru Sangrahalaya, and Stories My Country Told Me, curated by Yogesh Barve at Asian Cultural Center, Gwangju, South Korea in 2016. Premjish Achari is a curator and writer based out of Delhi, as I'm sure everyone knows. He is the founder of an in-depth curatorial program called Future Collaborations, co-curator of the Bhubaneswar Art Trail 2018, and he was the head of the program and editorial for the exhibition Lokame Tarawad, organized by the Kochi Biennale Foundation. He's the winner of the Art Writers Award 2021, issued by Swiss Arts Council Pro Helvetia and Take on Art, the Art Scribes Award by Prameya Art Foundation, and the NLAC's Take on Art Travel Grant for Young Critics in 2016. Welcome, Ranjita and Premjish. And without further ado, let's get to it.
So,
Okay, Ranjita, please go ahead. And...
Hello, everyone, and very good evening. Thank you so much, Premjish and the Guild Art Gallery, to inviting me for this conversation and presentation. So I will start with a little brief presentation of my work, which is shown at the gallery right now for the show. Yes, yeah, thank you. So, can you go to the next page? So, yeah. So these are the watercolors, which is there in the show, and this is called Beyond the Line. So during my stay at home, like actually after my education, bachelor's degree from Patna Art School, I moved to Delhi for my higher education, and from that time I've been living outside, like in Delhi and Bombay, moving and working for my work for a long time, like 5-6 years, and I've been not spending much time with family and in my hometown Patna. So in 2017, end of the 2017, I back to the home, and I've been spending most of time with my family, and started to relook at everyday life nearby me. I mean, in my locality and my spaces where we all live together, and so at the same time, actually, during my pregnancy and motherhood take me much closer to all the investigation and observation for my work. So these works burn out from my research on domesticity and unacknowledged women labor, where I try to explore about the deep essence of gap between dream and reality, domesticity and social landscape concerned with marginal women. The entire idea is to explore about my visual experiments to understand desire, hopes, and struggle. These are the objects which I choose. This is like a sieve. This is a sieve from where you are seeing there is a spinal cord is coming out through it, and there is some cloudy things and birds. So I just try to make visual poetry from my surrounding, which I have been not recognizing earlier, but at that time I started to look at the visuals around me, as in like I've been looking also the women who spend their most of the time in kitchen, and how they work, and how it is important, their contribution. So just I I take some objects from the kitchen, like sieve. Sometime the process of working, and um, it's really give me a sense of beauty and poetic sense of women's activity at home. Can you go to the next page? Yes, this is the object which is called seal butter, and here it's used to mix masalas. So here I have used just some thread and sari sequence pieces to I just create a visual which is which gives me a aesthetics from there. What is there? Aesthetics which inspires me, and how I can create a visual poem. So objects has their own importance, and I never use a female form, but I use object. For me, object has an abstract form which speaks more to me in many ways. So we have much space to think about it in a many um, different ways, like with the object which connects to some person or life. Yeah, next page please. So here it's like a story which is we have huge history of migration and slavery in Bihar. So there is stories of women whose husbands are left to the another countries, and they left alone. The women left alone. So how they imagine during the cooking or cleaning. So it's all about the dream or thinking of their future, something like that. So there is an object and chula. It's all about domesticity and thinking of some dream at the same time. We are very familiar with this object like karhai, and from this sari is falling down. It's like someone's throwing something or activity, general everyday activity of women at home that I just observe. And the the beautiful design of the clothes, it's really interests me to play with it in my work. So it's watercolor and sari, cotton sari. Yeah, next please. Yeah, this is washing clothes, and there is also waiting. It's like a waiting, someone waiting for someone. Like it's all about also there in home. You will see lots of things. There is a stories, songs. There is conflict of relationship because of migration or something, some other things. So man women relationships, and there is lots of songs of virha, which is all about the waiting women in a village, like, or so. Yeah, so next please. This is again like there is sieve, and there is a black cloud. So just the cloud have some stars. So it's all about um, some someone trying to go beyond the line, like which we are like always you are like the idea about home is like when I see my mother or some family women, they spend their time in under the four walls of home. So it's imagination which can take you outside that wall, that line, that uh, so it's a kind of thinking about it. uh, yeah, next please. And this is again, there is a actual hair, uh, fallen hair and sieve again, and there is a sparkling subtle line which is just um, so yeah, I like to collect materials around me which interest me, like raw materials, old kind of things, and I try to play with my painting and installation. It's interesting. This is again, there is a stove. It's a mitti ka chulha, it's called. So this is, there is hair is going out as a smoke. So so again, I'm playing with the hair. It's It's a kind of someone like burning into it maybe, or anything like dreaming or something like that we can think of. It's not exactly about. Yeah, next. Uh, it's called Portraits of Women. There is an installation. It's an next please. So yeah, this is a image I think from the JNU show. So this is in this installation, I collected old saris from my family and friends, nearby neighbors, and these are the old cotton saris, very old, like the used one, the which is they have very interesting designs, colors. So I thought, how can I explore it more? So in my studio, I just kept these saris, and I started to think about what to do with this. Then suddenly it's come to my mind that these are the clothes, which is kind of they portray those women's my local families and surroundings and their culture. So I just came the idea that I should make a like a portrait. There is no one face, but it's indicate someone. So it's the yeah, next please. So these are the details, the saris. So I during my process of making, I really enjoy to work with it because there is lots of beautiful colors and designs, and I also play with the sequins there, some of the pieces, and I try to play like a clay, and it was really amazing to make. Uh, yeah, next please. Yeah, this is the details. Next please. There is a video. Yes.
टिकवा लैली झमक से हो बालम बचवा गिरे पसेना तोरा सूरत पर डाला नागिना हो बालम आइबा कौने महीना अरे जेठ नहीं आइबो बैसाख नहीं आइबो आइबो सावन महीना तोरा सूरत पर डालम नागिना हो बालम आइबा कौना महीना अरे टिकवा गिरे झमक से हो बालम बचवा गिरे
So this was the video. So these are the songs the women are singing while doing collective chorus, such as they do cooking, cleaning, or sujini, making sujini, or in marriage ceremony. The songs talk about the relationship, hardship, and solidarity. among these women, but like their colorful saris is all is not gray in the songs. So you can see there is a pain of relationship and migration, and they are speaking out their anger and sorrows. So these songs, I find it really important to make a video. It was really interesting. The process making they collect all the women together and are working together. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Ranjita. I'll start with a very simple question.
Yeah.
You have referred many times about the importance of poetry, or like about the
Yes.
importance of creating a visual poetry.
Yes.
So why is that important, and how are you trying to do that?
Why is that important to
Yeah.
create an artwork?
No, why is poetry important for you?
Poetry, because from my childhood, I remember I really loved to read poems. And I was really interested in literature. And I wanted to do my bachelor's and master's in literature. But because of English, my English was not good. I wanted to do in English literature. And so I couldn't get the admission in that. But I was really interested. I've been reading Hindi poems in my school times. And after that, even I read. So it's really inspires me. And my perspective to see anything is give me poetry, give me the way to see in that way other things, in a visual things also. So I think that's why what I make, the artworks, and I say it as a poem, because it's a kind of visual poem for me. Like I'm not able to write like that poets, but I think I could make something visual.
If I add, there are interesting references you had talked about earlier, about Baba Nagarjun,
Yes.
Faiz Ahmad Faiz, and
Yes.
also Sahir Ludhianvi, and all those,
Yes.
Bhikhari Thakur and all,
Yes.
in your
Yes.
work.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, Bhikaru Thakur, I read, and he is a playwright, and also he wrote poetries, and he written about this marginal women, and whose pain of migration and relationship. So it's really sensitive to read about it.
Would you also like to talk about your academic life, your artistic journey so far, briefly? Like, how has it been from Patna till here?
Yeah. So first of all, when I was in a school, um, actually I was interested in art from my childhood. I've been always doing paintings and dancing. I've also learned 2 years Bharatnatyam classes, but finally I come to know that I wanted to do my education in visual art. So I joined the Patna Art School, which is nearby my home where I live in Patna, and there is Patna Museum, and there is dance schools where we have been always going to join the cultural events. And so and in Patna Art School, it's really what to say, इसको जैसे एक क्या कहेंगे उसको, अजीब सी बात है कि आर्ट की एजुकेशन तो वहाँ थी, बट हिस्ट्री और मतलब व्हाट इज कंटेम्प्रेरी आर्ट, I mean that was the questions for us. So during my bachelor I've been just doing still life and landscape painting, model studies and all. So when I reached to Delhi for master's degree, so I didn't get the master's degrees admission in college, in Delhi College of Art. I applied for that, but I got the junior fellowship at that same time and did a project for them 2 years. And at that time I've been not knowing that what is contemporary art, and when I just reached Delhi, it was such a confusing situations, a moment of mind, like what to do. And we haven't listened about the लाइक हम लोग गैलरीज में जाते थे और वहां पे काम देखते थे कि ये किस तरह के आर्ट बना रहे हैं लोग, बट हमने तो ऐसे नहीं काम किया है कुछ भी, तो अब आगे कैसे करेंगे, ये काम कैसे होगा। तो उसके लिए काफी आई मीन आई स्टार्टेड टू स्टडी अबाउट इट at the same time, and it's like a for me I would say that it's a kind of self-taught artist, kind of like from Patna Art School. When I leave it, like I started to read more about contemporary artist history. So then I learned, and then went to Shivnadar, and there I really got the my own research for my practice, and started to look at the many things and studies and working. And professors were also my mentors were really supportive, and वो confusions को भी clear करते थे, they were doing. So it was really it was a struggling, I think मैं ये काफी क्योंकि एक ऐसे टाउन से आप आ रहे हैं जहाँ आपको एजुकेशन जो है वो दिल्ली और बॉम्बे में जिस तरह के सोच विचार हैं या जिस तरह से लोग समझ पा रहे हैं चीजों को, आप बिल्कुल भी नहीं जान रहे हैं उस टाइम पे। तो इट वाज रियली स्ट्रगलिंग फॉर मी। और दूसरी बात थी कि लैंग्वेज को लेकर के भी इंग्लिश की भी प्रॉब्लम थी। We didn't know much English to speak and communicate with the people. So it was really struggling for a few years, but after that, it's good. And then I joined the Clark House in Bombay, and there also I get the chance, opportunity to have my solo. So it was all amazing to work with people and engage. Yeah.
Yeah. Ranjeeta, you are I think, one of the few artists who are also going to be part of the second part of the exhibition. You're in the first one, you will also be in the second one, because also of your unique engagement with Constitution. And they are doing a lot of video works, performance,
Yes.
and paintings you have done on the preamble. And looking at this chaos right now, the political chaos, also the crisis in citizenship, the various
Yes.
protests we see across the country regarding the CA, the implementation of CAA, NRC, and all. I want to ask you about what your thoughts on the importance of the Constitution and the preamble. Why is it also so important for you that it makes regular presence in your work?
See, it's not like it's ऐसा नहीं है कि मतलब ये किसी 1 साल या 2 साल में या मेरे मास्टर्स के दौरान मैंने ये इस बारे में सोचना शुरू किया। ये मैं कह सकती हूँ कि ये मेरे बचपन के अनुभवों से जुड़ा हुआ है। और बचपन में कुछ ऐसे अनुभव हुए हैं जातिवाद को लेके जो इस सवाल को खड़ा करता है मेरे मन में बहुत ही गहराई से। तो पहले तो मुझे नहीं लगा था कि आई विल वर्क ऑन प्रियम्बल एंड थिंक ऑफ इट। आई मीन मुझे ये पता भी नहीं था कि व्हाट इज प्रियम्बल, प्रियम्बल है क्या, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन क्या है, संविधान क्या है। ड्यूरिंग माय स्कूल डेज आई बीन ऑलवेज questioning my father to about the caste systems, because I've been realizing some other things. So it was really वो आपको बहुत ही अंदर से तोड़ देता है कि ऐसे नॉर्मली आप हैं लेकिन आपको कुछ और बताया जा रहा है, कुछ नीचा दिखाया जा रहा है, या कुछ आपके आपके स्वाभिमान को ही तोड़ देता है पूरी तरह से। तो वो एक सवाल शायद उस समय से मेरे मन के अंदर ज़हन था। और ये जब मैं शिवनादार में जब मैं पढ़ाई कर रही थी, व्हेन आई बीन स्टडीइंग इन शिवनादार, so at the same time I bought a book, Annihilation of Caste, and I've been reading the undelivered speech by Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. And so I started to think about preamble, and then the question comes out to me that what is in that, and I wanted to read it. Then I find out on the internet and I read it. So what there is written, it's all talk about the humanity for everyone, for all of us. So it's equality, it's talk about the equality. And somehow I feel that कि अभी भी हमारे देश में जो आप chaos की बात कर रहे हैं, you are talking about chaos of many things, पॉलिटिकल, इकोनॉमिकल, क्लास की है, तो वो chaos तो है। और प्रियम्बल हमें उसी chaos से, उस जो डिफरेंसेस है उससे हमें अलग हट करके एकजुट होने की बात करता है। प्रियम्बल टॉक्स अबाउट द इक्वालिटी, एक यूनिटी की बात करता है प्रियम्बल। और शायद आज हम सबों को यूनाइट होने की जरूरत है, बिकॉज आज भी हमारे आगे कास्ट, क्लास, जेंडर और भी कई तरह के इश्यूज और क्वेश्चंस हमारे देश में है, जो कि संविधान बनने के आज काफी सालों के बाद भी ये उस चीज को शायद अचीव नहीं कर पाया है, जो एक ड्रीम था, जो सपना था। तो आई थिंक it's really important to speak about it. It's really important to remember about it. We must know about it. लोग धर्म और जाति और कई तरह की चीजें हम लोग सब जानते हैं, लेकिन प्रियम्बल के बारे में कितने लोग जानते हैं? क्या हमारे एजुकेशन में है? ये नहीं है। मतलब आई डोंट नो अभी क्या है, बट आई हैव नॉट रीड अबाउट इन माय मैट्रिकुलेशन और एनी टाइम। What is that? Preamble. Hello, I can't hear you. So I think it's really important to be unite, and it's called संविधानवाद हम सबको हो जाना चाहिए। ओनली संविधानवाद हो जाना चाहिए, आई थिंक सबको, चाहे वो कहीं से भी हो, किसी भी जगह से हो।
Thank you, Ranjita. Thanks a lot. Are there any questions? Please share any questions, any comments. There's a comment by Kritika Verma. First of all, I love your work, Ranjita, and I can connect with your works on a personal level, coming from the same regional background. My
Mhm.
observation for your work deals with the post-colonial essay of Gayatri Spivak, where she argues about the voice of the subaltern. That is the comment we have.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Ranjita. Like that was
And
fascinating. That was very
nice
strong.
to hear about you.
Yes. Over to Chewy. And thank you, Chewy. Thank you, Shalini. And thank you, Guild, for arranging this. And again, thank you for giving me the opportunity to curate this show and also organize this series of talks. We will have a few more talks before the first exhibition gets over, and we will update you about that on the Guild social media pages on Facebook and Instagram. So also please keep on checking.